All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we've talked about some of the basics of working with a type, and we're going to move into other ways to really help it all stand out. But you noticed that at the end of the last couple videos, I really spent a lot of time walking you through the process. So I introduced the tool, but then I walked you through the process of how to use them well and the kind of decisions you need to make. And the bottom line is that if you're experimenting with your own text, what I showed won't help because there are no set in stone answers. You just sort of have to feel it. You sort of have to look at it and get a feeling for, wow, it just feels crowded. And it's just a matter of starting to understand and connect with your creative side because it's in there. I know it's in there. Everyone's got it. It's just some of us ignore it. And so I want to talk to you about some of the basic ways that you can start thinking a little bit more creatively with your work and how to move into a more creative mindset. So one of the first things I want to do is just introduce the level up challenge. And level one is just to look at your image with a fresh set of eyes. And this is really important. Sometimes you're working on a project and you've been staring at it so long that you just can't even see sort of the problems that are happening because you're so busy focused on this aspect of it that you're causing another problem in a different part of the image and you just don't even see it. So sometimes getting up and walking away and coming back to it really helps. It's not bad to walk away from your art. It's a good thing to walk away from your art. And in chapter 9, we talk a lot about creativity and we talk about the ways to sort of bring it out and sort of enhance it and some of the things that you can do to just get yourself in a creative mindset. And a lot of times it's just a matter of thinking a little bit differently. So that's one great thing to do is just get up, walk away, and come back and look at it with a fresh set of eyes. Level 2 is to get another person's opinion of the design. This is a really great tip, and sometimes they're going to come back with criticism. Start learning to accept and go beyond accepting. Start learning to embrace criticism. It's just a part of it all, and it doesn't mean that somebody thinks you're a bad artist. They just think that that particular choice isn't communicating well. So learn to really embrace them and learn to kind of open up to that and be critical with your own work. It's sort of a typical artist character flaw, maybe. Maybe it's not a flaw. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it is because I'm kind of tough on myself. But I'm really comfortable with criticism. As a matter of fact, I sometimes feel like I just need to beg people to please be more honest. Like, don't be nice. Tell me what you really think, please. And I really appreciate that. It really helps me kind of get somebody else's perspective. And I realize also it doesn't reflect on me. Or even if it does, I'm imperfect, they're imperfect, so we're all human, and I just kind of learned to be okay with that. So learning to embrace that imperfection and accept criticism is a really great way to level up. Just asking somebody to give some feedback. It may be a little bit negative, and that's perfectly okay. Be open to it and see what you can learn from their feedback. And they may have great feedback too, where you go, oh yeah, okay, so that was a really good design decision. I wasn't sure that was working, wasn't sure how I felt about it, but now that other people are telling me it works, now I know I'm really confident I can move forward with it. Lastly, level 3, find examples of how other people have solved the problem. Now, this is something that for a lot of teachers, it's really difficult. I know that when I started, I was kind of like, don't use images from online and don't copy somebody else's stuff. But I realized that I copy other people's ideas all the time. As a matter of fact, I don't copy them because I go a lot farther. I totally steal the ideas. One of the images in the book is a picture of this hand kind of releasing this bird. And it kind of looks like a face. It's near the back. And I remember I stole that idea completely. I saw a student working on this bird image, and from across the room, it looked like these shadowy eyes and nose. And I walked over and I saw that it was this bird that he had done all this creative stuff. I'm like, I am totally stealing that, and I'm going to make it into a face and do it intentionally to sort of hint at that face in my image. So really get comfortable with stealing. Here's a great quote. Really good artists steal. Pablo Picasso, like the Picasso. He said, good artists copy, but great artists steal. And I don't think you should ever plagiarize work. It's not at all what I'm talking about. But you can't steal an idea because ideas are not copyright. You can't copyright an idea. You can only copyright a particular expression. So when you see something that really communicates to you, imitate it. All the great artists of the world, they started by being trained by another artist to mimic examples of really great work. In art school, you'll go in and they will give you an actual artist, a famous artist piece of work, and they'll say, copy it. Look at how they did line. Look at how they did the textures. Look at how, in our case with Photoshop, look how they laid out the text. and steal those ideas. Look at the effects that they use, that cool little trick, and steal those ideas. I want to share with you 3 places online where you can go and steal some really great ideas. And if you're not ready to steal, then you can just start to copy some stuff. But what I really want you to do is take ideas and make them your own. And let me talk to you about how to do that. First, we've got an inspiration page here at Brand Buffet. So just go to brandbuffet.com/design/inspiration. And it's very short right now because I'm super picky. We only put stuff up here when it's really awesome and really consistently a great resource. So we're really picky about making sure that these are great resources on our inspiration page. So this is a great place to go. My favorite one is Abdazito. And while I was working on this project, this was the daily inspiration for the day. And check this out, right? Every single day they do this. It's just a bunch of different pieces of art. And I can look through it and be like, what do I like? What do I not like? The first couple on this, I didn't like that much. But then I get here and I love Star Wars. So I'm like, oh, look at this really cool thing. But there's something about the image that rubs me wrong, and I couldn't nail it at first, but then I realized these lasers are perfectly geometric. Like the lines are perfectly straight, but everywhere else the lines are distorted. Like here they're sort of rough, here they're kind of like have this bubble effect, which I love, the bubble effect. But these lasers look like they're perfectly straight, and it just seems to not match the whole rest of the image. Even the lightsabers are like all distorted. So it's not a matter of it being energy is made perfect. So I don't understand what they're trying to communicate there, but it's throwing it off for me. If they were a little distorted, it would make me feel like the piece was a little bit more unified. So there I can just see, am I in my own images? Am I using texture well? Am I having things that sort of clash and send 2 different messages? We're drawing attention to something because it's different. Am I not using that well? Am I putting attention in the wrong place by making this thing different and standing out when it should really sort of sink down a little bit? So that's one way to kind of look at it. As I move forward, kind of looking at some other ones, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time here because when I record these videos, they tend to get long as I explore. But here, there's an image in the background, and I can't see it enough. So I just want to make sure, in my image, can I see it? Can I see the other elements that I'm using, or am I hiding them too much with the other parts of the design? So, and sometimes I just look, it's texture, it's the way that the text rolls. And I'm going to kind of roll through this relatively fast because I will start to get a little bit wrapped up in this. Here's one that I did think about though. Look at how some of the text is covered by elements. Is there a cool way that I can do that? What if in my design, I have the word venue? What if I have that covered up by the bass player? Could that be something that I do really cool and make it sort of look a little bit different? That might be a cool idea to try. Don't know, but here I'm stealing the idea, right? I'm stealing the art idea from this design. Completely different design, but I'm stealing that idea. I'm going to take that. So I want to kind of scroll down to where I'm at. This is the image that really inspired where I'm moving forward. Look at this. First of all, it's a gorgeous piece. I love the art. And it also captured my eye because it's sort of low-key like my image, but I love these stripes of kind of like blur. And so I just thought, what a cool way to play with things. And it might just be a neat thing to experiment. So we're going to try this in our image, and I'm totally stealing the idea from this incredible artist who I love and appreciate their art, and that's why I'm honoring them by stealing their cool idea. And they probably stole it from somebody else too. It's just really, really cool. It's almost like they're looking through this glass that has like streaks of frosted glass. So what a beautiful idea. So I'm going